Ambassador Zektar of the Vraxian Empire adjusted his ceremonial robes as he stood before the imposing crystalline structure of the Galactic Council chambers. Today would be different. Today, humanity would finally be brought to heel. For 3 standard cycles, the Council had watched with growing unease as the upstart species from the third planet of Sol System brazenly ignored galactic law. While every civilized race adhered to the sacred protocols, limiting expansion to designated sectors, restricting military development, and maintaining proper deference to elder species, humans had done the unthinkable. They had thrived by breaking every rule. "The session will now commence," announced High Counselor Vethra, her 6 eyes gleaming with satisfaction. "Today we address the irregularities of the human species." Captain Sarah Chen sat alone at the defendant's podium, her simple blue uniform a stark contrast to the elaborate regalia surrounding her. She had volunteered for this mission, knowing full well it was likely a one-way trip. The Council didn't typically negotiate with species they deemed problematic. "Human representative," Zektar began, his voice echoing through the vast chamber. "Your species stands accused of 17 major violations of galactic law: unauthorized terraforming, military expansion beyond permitted boundaries, and most egregiously," he paused for dramatic effect, "sharing advanced technology with primitive species." Sarah leaned back in her chair, a slight smile playing at her lips. "Guilty as charged." A collective gasp rippled through the assembly. No species had ever admitted to violation so brazenly. Typically, there would be lengthy proceedings, desperate pleas for clemency, promises of reform. "Furthermore," Sarah continued, standing slowly, "we've been doing a lot more than what's on your little list." High Counselor Vethra's primary eye stalks twitched nervously. "Explain yourself, human." "Well, since you asked so nicely," Sarah said, tapping a small device on her wrist. Holographic displays materialized throughout the chamber, showing star charts, fleet movements, and technological schematics. "While you've been having your bureaucratic tea parties for the past 3 years, we've been busy." The first image showed the Kepler system, where human colonies had not only terraformed 12 previously barren worlds, but had invited 3 different lesser species, races the Council deemed unworthy of advancement, to join them as equals. "The Athari were dying from a plague when we found them," Sarah explained casually. "Your Council deemed them genetically inferior and refused aid. We cured them in 6 months and gave them faster-than-light travel. They're excellent engineers, by the way." Zektar's mandibles clicked in agitation. "Such actions destabilize the natural order. The genetic hierarchy exists for a reason." "Does it?" Sarah asked, advancing another slide. "Because the Zephyrians, you classified as mentally deficient, just helped us develop quantum entanglement communication. Instantaneous messages across any distance. Your superior Vraxian Empire still uses subspace radio with a 3-day delay." The chamber erupted in alarmed chittering and growls. Several council members began urgent whispered consultations with their aides. "This is madness," High Counselor Vethra declared. "The sacred protocols maintain peace and stability across 1,000 worlds." "Your sacred protocols," Sarah replied, her voice hardening, "maintain stagnation. In the 3 years since first contact, humanity has made more scientific breakthroughs than your entire council has in the past century. Want to know why?" She didn't wait for an answer. The next hologram showed bustling research stations where Dozens of different species worked side by side, humans, Ithari, Zephyrians, and even some races the Council had never encountered. Diversity breeds innovation, competition breeds excellence, and cooperation. Sarah grinned. Cooperation breeds miracles. You will cease these violations immediately, Zektar thundered, rising to his full 3-meter height. The Council has decided to implement immediate sanctions. With what fleet? Sarah interrupted. The question hung in the air like a death sentence. Slowly, Sarah activated the final hologram, a real-time tactical display of the space surrounding the Council homeworld. Where there should have been the mighty Council enforcement fleet, there was nothing. Your ships are currently enjoying the hospitality of our new allies, Sarah explained cheerfully. The Korthak Confederation was quite eager to join our little rebellion after we shared shield technology with them. Turns out they've been wanting to have words with you about that whole slave labor arrangement you've had going for the past 2 centuries. Impossible, whispered High Counselor Vethra. The Korthak are bound by Treaty 4-7 Alpha. They cannot act against Council interests? Yeah, about that. Sarah pulled up a document that made several Council members recoil in horror. Treaty 4-7 Alpha has been dissolved, as have Treaties 3-2 Beta, 8-9 Gamma, and about 40 others. Funny thing about oppressed species. Give them better technology and some tactical support, and they become remarkably motivated to renegotiate unfavorable agreements. The chamber descended into chaos. Emergency alarms began blaring as reports flooded in from across Council space. Rebellion had erupted on 17 worlds simultaneously. Supply lines were being disrupted by unknown raiders, who struck with impossible speed and vanished before reinforcements could arrive. You have doomed the galaxy to war, Zektar accused, his voice cracking with panic. Sarah's expression grew serious for the first time since entering the chamber. No, Ambassador. We've given it a chance at something better than your version of peace. She looked around the assembly, meeting the frightened gazes of a dozen different species. You want to know the difference between humans and the rest? Of you? You see the universe as a hierarchy to be managed. We see it as a problem to be solved. Your council offered us membership under your terms, restricted expansion, limited technology sharing, subservience to elder races. We counter-offered, dissolve the hierarchy, establish real cooperation between species, and share knowledge. Freely. Sarah shrugged. You declined. So we made our own council, one where membership is based on contribution, not age, where species advance through innovation, not inheritance, where the measure of civilization isn't how well you follow ancient rules, but how effectively you adapt to new challenges. High Counselor Vethra's voice was barely a whisper. What do you want from us? Sarah's smile returned, but it was gentler, now almost sad. The same thing we've always wanted. To explore, to learn, to grow. The universe is vast and full of wonders we can't even imagine yet. We can discover them together as equals or... She gestured to the tactical display where council worlds continued to fall to the rebellion. You can cling to your rules while the galaxy moves on without you. The choice was theirs. But as Sarah had learned long ago, humans didn't wait for permission to reach for the stars. And now, neither did their friends.